Her Excellency the Governor of Uttar Pradesh, Srimati Anandiben Patel ji, Honorable Minister Technical Education, Mr. Ashish Patel, Chancellor Professor J.P. Pandey ji, Registrar Keshav Singh ji, esteemed faculty, proud parents and families, and above all, the graduating class of 2025. A very good morning to all of you. यहाँ आने से पहले मैंने वीसी सर से चेक कर लिया कि मेरी डिग्री ब्लॉकचेन पे है कि नहीं, तो थैंकफुली सेफ है. मुझे बताया गया कि 20 मिनट्स का एक कॉन्वोकेशन स्पीच तैयार करना है, जो मैंने किया, और आज मॉर्निंग में मुझे पता चला कि मुझे केवल 7 मिनट है बोलने के लिए. मैंने एक पैराग्राफ हटा दिया है. What an electrifying sight this is, to see this hall filled with so much of talent, energy, and hope. Let me say this very clearly. This is your day. The spotlight is on you. Though today may seem like the end of your educational journey, convocation is not that. It is your launch pad. Until today, your life was being governed by timetables, attendance sheets, and exam schedules. From tomorrow, there will be no professor to remind you of that. There will be no mark sheet to tell you whether you are doing well or not. Feedback will come in terms of opportunities, trust, and impact created. And that, my friends, is both exciting and terrifying. Exciting because you get to choose and design your own path. Terrifying because now you are the examiner of your own life. There is a very thin line between these same feelings. Same events can evoke either emotion. So my mantra that I follow, I would like to share with you is, why be terrified when you can be excited? Freedom is thrilling, but freedom is also responsibility. Every choice you make after today, the risks you take, the ideas you chase, the values you hold will ripple much beyond you. They will not just shape your future, but future of India. How appropriate it is that this moment happens in a university named after Dr. APJ Kalam. I remember when I was a school kid, I was fortunate enough to hear him live at my school. He told us that dreams are not what we see in our sleep. Dreams are those that keep us awake at night. If you remember only one thing from his life, let it be this. Your education, your degree, your brilliance, they matter only when they uplift others. बहुत कुछ लिखा है, but I have cut it. As I said, time नहीं है. In June 2025, I launched for 20 days in orbit, carrying not just the India's tricolor, but also the dreams and ambitions of 1.4 billion people. I also took with me scientific experiments prepared by Indian researchers who conducted microgravity research for the first time ever. But beyond the science, it was the experience itself that taught me lessons I want to share with you. In this journey of mine, I can't tell you how many times I have been discouraged to pursue ambitious undertakings. How many times I have felt lost, disillusioned, and scared. But the one thing that has always held me moving on forward was my belief. Sometimes in the task at hand, sometimes in the cause, but almost all the time in myself. So wherever you are in life, whatever situation, carry this with you. Never stop believing in yourself. Our launch for Axiom 4 mission kept being postponed for one reason or the other. Some technical failure either on the rocket or on the International Space Station. And we ended up having the longest unbroken quarantine in the human spaceflight ever. 32 days we were in quarantine. But this wait taught me one of the most important lessons of my life. Waiting is not wasting. It is preparation. It gave me time to refine my procedures, practice reactions to off-nominal situations that can happen during the mission, and also for on-orbit interactions. This allowed me to have an extremely successful mission. And this applies to all of you as well. When job offers are delayed, when your projects don't come off immediately, and when life doesn't follow the timeline that you have in mind, do not lose heart. Patience is not passive, it is active endurance. On launch day, as I sat strapped inside the Dragon capsule, I thought I knew what to expect. After all, I had spent most of my life flying fighters. But the very moment those 9 Merlin engines ignite, every calculation, every visualization, it just goes right out of the window. It is extremely powerful. The sheer power of that launch redefined my understanding of motion and energy. And in that chaos, with everything moving so fast and so powerfully, your mind naturally drifts into the what ifs. What if an engine fails? What if the separation doesn't happen? What if something goes wrong? Anxiety is not just possible, it is likely. But here is where the training helped me. It taught me to focus not on the fear, but what was the next step right in front of me. Next checklist, item, next switch, next button. And before I knew it, we were in orbit. Life, like a rocket launch, will shake you. Distractions will be everywhere. Sometimes the lure of social media, sometimes the pressure to conform, and sometimes doubts about your own abilities. But success comes from discernment, from focusing on the next actionable step that you have in front of you and moving forward. Life in orbit was breathtaking. The very moment you enter microgravity, your body, though, begins to rebel. After all, you have never been in this environment. Your body knows gravity and nothing else. Your head swells up because the blood rushes to your head. It becomes much bigger. Your heart slows down because it doesn't have to work against gravity. Your spine starts elongating, and all this causes pain, confusion, nausea, and headaches. But the science doesn't wait. You carry samples that have to be preserved. So even when the body is under stress, the work must go on. And this is exactly your life going to be after graduation. There will be times wherein you will not feel ready. Your energy will dip. Motivation will desert you. Deadlines will pile up. Job applications may not work out. In those moments, remember this lesson from space. Success is not about one big achievement. It is about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. During my training and later on orbit, I had the privilege of working alongside some of the finest professionals in the world who were extremely accomplished. Every one of them carried the simple determination that I did to make my country proud. Every task was rehearsed 100 times. We knew exactly what needs to be done. And even then, when you actually reach space, everything changes. The environment humbles you. You make mistakes which you never thought was possible. In other words, there is change all around. And I think that is the lesson that I took from my spaceflight and my journey, that the only constant in life is change. No matter how carefully you plan, life will always throw you surprises. And when it does, don't resist. Adapt to it. But here's something even more important. Once you understand that change is inevitable, don't just be a passenger. Become its driver. Because change does not arrive by itself. Someone always brings it. And my message to you is, be that someone. In space, survival is not a solo act. It is the ultimate test of teamwork. To make a single mission possible in the last year, I have traveled globally from United States to Germany to Japan to India. And for this one single mission, I cannot tell you how many people work together to make this possible. Thousands of scientists, engineers, doctors, technicians, and mission planners, and even families work tirelessly, each adding a vital piece to the puzzle. Life, too, is no different. Success is never a solitary achievement. Learn to lead when the situation demands, but also learn the grace of following when someone else has the vision. Great leaders are also great followers. One of the most powerful lessons of my space journey has taught me teamwork doesn't just make the dreams work, it makes the impossible possible. After finishing the orbit life, we came back. Re-entry was probably the most dramatic chapter of this entire journey. The Crew Dragon capsule, which has been orbiting the Earth at nearly 400 kilometers and a staggering speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. इसको समझना चाहें तो दिल्ली से लखनऊ तक की दूरी 60 सेकंड में पूरी की जा सकती है. As the capsule slams into Earth's atmosphere, it creates enormous friction, which generates about 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is almost as hot as sun. From the windows, you can actually see the flames dancing outside, painting the capsule in fire, red, orange, green, purple, all sorts of color you see when you look outside the window because your capsule is engulfed in that ball of fire. It is beautiful. But the only thing separating you from that bone-melting fire is a thin shield of metal and engineering brilliance. To sit through that, to trust and to endure, you need courage. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. And that is the lesson I want to leave you with. In life too, you will encounter your own re-entry moments, intimidating, fiery, and uncertain. When that happens, remember this. Courage does not mean you are not afraid. It means you are afraid, and yet you move forward anyway. Fear is natural. Paralysis is optional. Step forward bravely because often just beyond fear lies the transformation. And with all these lessons, perhaps the most important one that I want to give you is this. Have fun along the way. Purpose is essential. Dreams are essential. Plans are essential. But in chasing all of that, don't forget to enjoy the process. Don't let the pressure of what's next blind you to the joy of what's now. Even when we were in space, we used to have almost 11 to 12-hour work days, and we were extremely busy doing science, outreach activities, or interactions from orbit. Sometimes we used to get extremely tired. But even then, we would find moments to play around, like throwing M&Ms in microgravity into each other's mouth, hiding inside a bag, or just leaving your laptop, playing it like a toy, or maybe eating gajar ka halwa with your colleagues. These moments may sound small, even silly, but they were powerful. They reminded us that joy is not a distraction from hard work, it is the fuel for it. And the same holds true for you. As you step out of this university, don't be in such a hurry to arrive that you forget to live. Because 10 years from now, you won't just remember the marks on your degree. I don't think 10 years. Tomorrow you will not remember. You'll forget it by tomorrow or day after, I think. But you will remember the moments that made you feel alive. Success without joy is an achievement, but success with joy is a celebration. You are graduating at the most exciting time in India's journey of space exploration. India became the first country to touch down on the south pole of Moon through ISRO's Chandrayaan-3 mission. Mission Gaganyaan, which I am a part of, prepares to send Indians into space. By 2035, we aim for a Bharatiya Antariksh Station, our own space station. And by 2040, an Indian setting foot on the moon. This is not the India of the past, waiting to catch up. This is an India that is leading, innovating, and shaping the future. And this is the India that is waiting for you. You, the class of 25, are not spectators. You are participants in this journey. Your degrees are not just tickets to your jobs. They are tools for nation building, and I'm counting on each and every one of you and others who will follow in your footsteps. I will not leave you with mere words today. I want to leave you with two promises, commitments that I believe can shape the future of our nation and your generation. First, I believe in the transformative power of India's space sector to propel us closer to our vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. And this is not a dream. It is a responsibility that we must enable together. AKTU, with its stellar reputation and massive reach, 750 affiliated colleges, has the power to create real and lasting change. And I'm proud to announce that AKTU will establish centers of excellence in space across multiple campuses to address the critical gap that the private sector industry is currently facing. These centers will not only provide specialized training, but also create opportunities for hands-on learning and direct industry engagement. Secondly, AKTU will also sign MOUs with private space companies to offer internships where students can witness firsthand the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping India's space journey. This is your chance to be a part of something larger than yourself, to learn, contribute, and help propel India into a bright, ambitious, and unstoppable future. So what do I leave you with? And this is the end, I promise. 7 principles. 1. Be patient when life doesn't run on your timeline. 2. Stay focused when noise is overwhelming. 3. Show up daily because your dreams don't care about your mood. 4. Be adaptable when plans collapse and also be the change that you seek. 5. Collaborate because no one builds greatness alone. 6. Have courage because fear will always be there, but faith can always be stronger. And 7, above all, enjoy the journey. 41 years ago, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma traveled to space and said that India looks sare jahan se acha. When I looked down this time, I saw something more. A nation that is fearless, ambitious, unstoppable, and audacious enough to dream big. So let me tell you this once again, what I said from orbit. Sky was never the limit. Not for me, not for you, not for Bharat. I am waiting for you in this world that where we are going, in our journey forward. India is waiting for you. And with that, I would like to congratulate this class of 2025 once again and welcome you to this real life. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.